screen outside on the computer. If you're in the wrong place, you're stuck here, don't leave, you can't. And we are logging in currently to an app called Slido. This is my first millennial task. I'm making you do weird things on your smartphone. You're probably like, I don't want to do this is awkward, I don't know what I'm doing. Forgive me for staring at my phone, although millennials do like to do that. It is how I have made a remote. And we will look at what some of these responses are. So I've asked you to put in terms that come to mind when you hear the word millennial. You guys are so much nicer than yesterday. I will tell you. Yesterday, the biggest word that showed up, so you never know how word cloud works. So the ones that show up the most will have the biggest, right? So yesterday I flipped it on and entitled. It was just huge on the screen. And I thank you. Don't worry about my feelings, is what I had said. Someone put a swear word, an a-hole on there. And we had concluded it probably was a parent. I'd like to start with this one, wake you guys up. Obviously, I hope you've had enough coffee. But this is going to be hopefully entertaining and engaging. I know that these classes get really long. And a great way to start is just to make fun of those crazy millennials. The way I'm going to start this, I'm actually not even going to introduce myself until the next slide. In 2 slides. I'm going to start by telling you about a millennial client named Matt. All right? Full disclosure, Matt is not a real client. Matt is 6 of our clients. And I have created this story to show you the most stereotypical millennial buyer you will have. So it begins. One morning at the neighborhood hipster coffee shop, we don't go corporate, screw Starbucks. A millennial with his Apple Air computer was doing his own research on a new home. He was searching for a 3-bedroom, updated kitchen, updated bath, an extra room for his home office, and definitely needed a high-efficiency furnace. He found a home, contacted that agent from what website? Zillow. Done, class over. All right, from Zillow. He contacts his agent from Zillow, the listing agent. The agent gets that great email. You have a new lead on Zillow. And that agent, like many of you probably do, screw it, I'm not responding to that. They probably just have one question, they're not a real buyer, I'll just do it tomorrow morning. Well, Matt's not done looking at Zillow. He continues and he finds another home. He emails that agent, who is millennial savvy, and responds within 15 minutes. 15 minutes, I will tell you that, remember it. Well, in the email signature is that agent's cell phone number. What is Matt going to do? I'm going to text him. Matt sends a text, say, hey, it's Matt. You just emailed me about 123 Main Street. I'd love to see it later tonight. That agent can't just drop everything and show it, which is okay, but they can respond right away. Immediately responds and says, tonight's not good, I can show tomorrow. And while we're at it, what else do you want to see? I'd love to show you some other opportunities. So now, listing agent A, who said I'll put it off till tomorrow, is just a dust in the wind and never to be heard of again. They decide to schedule these showings. Matt, later that night, Googled his agent. How many of you have ever Googled yourself? Do it. It's great. Actually, it's kind of sad sometimes, but it's also fun. Googles his agent and then looks him up on Facebook. Thankfully, this agent had a Facebook page. He saw live posts. He saw Matt's dog. A picture of a delicious dinner plate, which I know you guys are like, I don't get that. Food is one of the most top shared items on social media. We love looking at food. It's beautiful. And to Matt, he said, you know what, I like this agent. I see his life, not his listings. And he's like, I'm glad I'm going to work with him. Later that day, millennial Matt and someone else show up at the property. Who does he bring along with him? His parents! His parents! He brings his parents! How many of you agents are like, oh God, this is terrible, go away, I don't need a pesky parent. Yes, you do. Get the parent on that side, Matt is never leaving your side. Alright? We love our parents. Weird, right? I'll tell you why later in this presentation. They meet at the first property. Matt asks a bunch of questions that this agent doesn't know about the listing. And instead of trying to be all salesy and say, oh, you know what, this is what I think this is, or I have that answer, the agent just says, you know, I don't know. And I'll definitely look it up and I'll get back to you. Matt's like, wow, look at that. He doesn't know something. And I like that he doesn't know it and told me that he doesn't know it. So later that day, he sends him a message with all of his answers. Matt is appreciative of his honesty and develops trust. The agent is not pushing Matt into anything. I know sometimes we do that. Don't. Matt wasn't wowed by either of these listings, went home, thanked the agent, blah, blah, blah. The agent said, you know what, I know this is your first time to buy a home. You should speak with our mortgage officer. He'll give you a whole 411 on how our financing works. In fact, look at my Facebook page. I put a bunch of content that's not my listings, but will tell you the process in the home buying, tell you the home buying process, excuse me. So Matt obviously had already looked at all that on Facebook, but keeps going online and looking at things. And while he's looking and researching all of this, he gets an email from his agent that shows him a bunch of listings. We can skip the whole middle part of the story. You've all experienced showings. You know what happens. They talk, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward, 10 to 20 showings and 6 to 8 months. We love shopping. We love shopping. But I'll tell you, you don't have to do any of the work. Because we're telling you what we want to go see. He told his agent, again, that his parents are going to help him with the down payment, being his first home. The agent said, awesome, they found a house, they were going to put an offer in. Agent said, bring your parent. Let's go sit and have coffee, let's talk about this. Matt's like, oh, they want my parent to come? This is great. Includes the parents on emails. Awesome. Matt's like, I really trust this agent. After they discussed this thought-out offer, the agent sent the documents electronically. If you are not sending documents electronically, get in 2017, you will never have a millennial client. You don't even know what a fax machine is, so don't try that. It's funny, because I think my mom still talks about that. My mom's an agent, and she faxes things. I don't get it. All right, so we'll skip all that paperwork, and we'll go to the day of closing and possession. On the day of closing, the agent meets Matt at the house in person with the key, a celebratory beverage of Matt's choice that he knows he loves because they've talked about it, and he gives them a gift card to the local coffee shop in the neighborhood. Us millennials, we love our neighborhoods. Sell the neighborhood when you sell the listing. He says, hey, Matt, congratulations. Why don't we get a photo next to you and your new home? We can put it on Facebook. We can put it on Instagram. Matt loves the idea. Gets a photo next to your sign. Call me, agent to millennials. And he puts it on his Facebook. He puts it on his Instagram. It's everywhere. And before long, you have a free advertisement to every freaking millennial that's out there that is friends with Matt. I put a little note in here. Tell them how the story ends. The story ends because all Matt's friends call that agent and they make a lot of money throughout the year. But not what we need to get into. How many of you have dealt with a millennial Matt? Not to point fingers if anyone didn't raise their hand. If you have not worked with millennial Matt, you are missing out on a third of home buyers for the 4th consecutive year. So you're already on a good start by coming to this class. Thank you. For those of you who had millennial Matt, I hope you handled it well. I love alliteration. So we're going to talk about the differences between millennial Matt and Boomer Bob. If Boomer Bob was going through the home search, what would be some differences between Boomer Bob and millennial Matt? When you can actually answer. Yes?
Boomer Bob might want to talk to you.
Yeah, Boomer Bob, yeah, don't text me. Boomer Bob is going to be really annoyed if you keep texting him. Yeah, screw that. What else, Carrie?
He wants you to bring properties in front of him.
Oh, perfect. Boomer Bob's going to say, hey, agent, I need a 4-bedroom, this price range, I want central air, I need a big yard, do the work. All right? Millennial Matt was like, hey, I want to see this house, this house, this house. Your job is really simple. Yes?
Boomer Bob does not want to e-sign.
Very true, very true. He's nervous about it. Absolutely. What else? Yeah.
Boomer Bob might not be looking for a 4-bedroom house. He might be looking for a 1-floor home.
Absolutely.
No yard.
Yes, definitely different needs, and we will talk about that.
He's not going to bring his parents.
Yeah, it's a great one to end on. Boomer Bob, not like, hey Dad, put me with this agent. This guy's helping me with the down payment. Yeah.
Millennial man doesn't want a big house either. He wants small living. He wants simple living. He wants it in town, and and if possible, he could ride his bike everywhere. He doesn't even have a car.
Oh, we love the bikes. Bikes are great. I think you guys got it pretty well. pretty down pat. So now, let's get into the fun stuff. Now you're hooked, right? Now you're like, I gotta get millennial math. So, this is where I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself. No one wants to start with that, it's annoying, right? But why should you listen to me? So a few things. One, I've been a licensed agent since I was 22, which is not yesterday. I'm 30. Right? Big 3-0. I got licensed in 2010. And even before that, I had been the phone helper outer at Smythe Kramer before it was Howard Hanna, and have been doing real estate work basically my entire life. So I know what I'm talking about when it comes to real estate. Second, I am a living, breathing, in the flesh millennial. So as much as you hate us, you have to listen to me. Two, I am getting my PhD in something similar to corporate training. So I have practice on these type of presentations, and I hope to keep you all engaged. And probably the most important, I was a high school teacher. So if it's any consolation, if you're bored today, imagine what it's like to sit and listen to me for 6 hours at 8 a.m. in the morning. All right? So let's talk about some differences with millennials. Great cartoon here. We may not understand millennials, but as God at my witness, we'll take their money. Yes, we will. So this is perfect. A lot of you had kind of a negative perception or put some words in there, especially yesterday. I told you the words entitled, impatient. These are words we get when we think of, that come to our head when we think of millennials. It's very difficult to connect with millennials. Definitely true of every generation. And every generation that comes around, they're like, well, we're different, we're different than those who came before us, than those that will come after us. But millennials really are the most difficult to work with because they've grown up in technology. And I think the one word we saw the most on that word cloud was like techie, technology, online, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, all of those things that just kind of prove we are always connected. Two ways to handle this situation. Some agents are saying, you know what, I don't want to deal with those millennials. I don't want to text. I don't need someone getting my phone number. I don't want them looking me up on Facebook. I'm just going to say, screw them. And a lot of agents do say that. Or you can say, I'm going to learn how to work with them and I'm going to embrace it. And I understand my different demographics. And when I have a boomer, I know how I'm going to respond to them. When I have a millennial, I know how I'm going to respond to them. And that's why you're in this class. So kudos to you. Why do we have to change our advertising? It's a great one, right? Don't annoy the crap out of us. And you do a lot. Don't send us mailers. Email blasts? Oh, God, no. Unsubscribe, we're out. Those are so not personal. We don't like them. In fact, it will actually do more harm than good in your marketing. Excuse me, I should cough the other side. I apologize. So when I was preparing this presentation, I had done so much research on millennials. I actually read the NAR generational report for the past 4 years, so you're welcome for not having to read that. It was tough. They need someone else. They need to put a joke in there somewhere. But marketers find millennials the most difficult to deal with because we don't like traditional advertising. Print ads, direct mail, TV commercials, we fast forward through them. The newspaper, I can't tell you actually I will tell you the last time I got a paper, I stole it from my office, I'm sorry, Tina's right in front of me. It was when the Indians went 22, and I asked the receptionist if I could take the page of our, I think it was maybe the Sun, and I was like, I really want to take this, and I did, I snagged it, but I didn't read it, I just took it, it's a 22 tribe, anyway. So, let me tell you a few stats here about how traditional marketing does not work anymore. 45% of direct mail will never get opened. In fact, I told them yesterday, I live in a two-family, and we have a little separator for our mail, and I wish I took a picture, I really do. My little top separator is stuffed, overflowing with mail. I can't tell you the last time I took anything out of it. I just kind of want to keep it stuffed so that maybe the mailman will be like, yeah, I guess she's over it. No more today. So far, no good. 200 million people are on the national do not call registry. It's a lot, and it's probably going to get worse. And I'll tell you, as a millennial, when I get annoying phone calls, if you have an iPhone, I just take that, I go back to that on my screen, and I hit ignore, block, right? And every time, I'm like, okay, another one, blocked. You should see my list. It's getting ridiculous. 85% of people will fast forward through commercials. 84% of people will click off of a website if it has pop-up ads. That's a huge one, 84%. If you have a website and you're letting people advertise on it and they're pop-ups, we're done. We're not even gonna open that website. In 2014, this is the best one. This is definitely real estate specific. Anyone want to guess what percentage of real estate ads were in the newspaper? 14. 14%. That's nothing, and we're not looking at them. All right. Traditional advertising. This is called outbound. How many of you have ever heard the differences between outbound marketing and inbound marketing? Heck yeah. All right. Outbound marketing is where I'm going to push my product on you. I'm going to force you to like it, you're going to buy it. It doesn't work with millennials. You can't sell us a product first and think, okay, great, they're going to buy it, they like it. What you need to do is called inbound marketing. Inbound marketing is where you're going to get the actual personal trust of that individual before you sell that product. As an agent, this means you can't sell your listing to a millennial. You have to sell your expertise. You have to sell, put on your Facebook page little facts about homes. What is the difference between a general home inspection and a city inspection, especially for people that live in the Heights and we have those. What's earnest money? What's the down payment? What's the difference between that? Make that millennial really think you know what's happening, you know what's going on, and they're going to use you. I will tell you, interesting, inbound marketing I think is going to continually get more complicated with the more apps that millennials have. We have apps where we can actually go to a store and scan a barcode and decide if we can find that cheaper across the street or online. I mean, imagine how some of these businesses are going to have to totally reevaluate how they market when I can sit there and be like, I'm not going to pay the extra $2 for this when I can get it online tomorrow from Amazon Prime, and save free shipping. So it's very interesting to see how this is going to continually grow. So, how many of you have ever been to a presentation where they say, have you heard of WIFM? W-I-F-M. What's in it for me? All right, so WIFM. I'm going to go through all these things about millennials, and I'm going to do the five W's and the H. Who they are, what, who, what, when, where, why, and how. But I'm going to start with the why, because I really want to hook you right now and make sure you understand that your first step in coming to this class, the why you should market to millennials, is really important. And I'm going to kind of give you some kudos for that. So, why should you market to millennials? According to Harvard, and I will give a lot of stats, so you know that I'm not full of BS like they might have put on the word cloud yesterday. According to Harvard, millennials are forecasted to create 24 million new households before 2025. All right, this is a demographic to get in touch with. They are buying houses. They are. Why? We are the most boomeranged generation. We're kind of camping out in our parents' basement in their attic, and we want out. We're done with the parent thing. I'm going to live with my parents, and I still see them all the time. They're like, do you want to come for dinner? What are you doing? I think they want us to boomerang more than we do. We are the greatest generation now. I know the boomers are, prided themselves on after the war, everyone's all excited in the bedroom, et cetera, et cetera. Well, now they have kids, and here we are. We've taken over as the greatest generation, the largest generation. And we're buying homes before we're married, which is a huge thing. So now you have a bunch of millennials that are, not going to just buy a home after they get married and have a kid. In fact, single females are buying more homes than single males. So, heck yeah, women, right? One of the most important findings I will tell you, for the past 4 years, the generation of 34 and under have made up at least 36%, is it backwards? 36% of the new home buyers, all right? This is for 4 years in a row, and we're not stopping. I really hate reading quotes, but I want to really emphasize this. Millennial homebuyers have entered the housing market in a big way. As of 2015, millennials have surpassed baby boomers as the largest generational group in America, and they now make up the largest group of homebuyers. As a new real estate agent, marketing to millennials should be among your top priority. You will want to begin marketing campaigns that are specifically targeted towards this powerful group. WIFM, what's in it for me? Ready to go? Who are these crazy people? Born between 82 and 2004. Sometimes it says it's 1980 to 2000, just to make it a little bit easier to remember. The largest generation, living generation. There's 80 million of us, and then most important for you guys, again, 34% of all home buyers. 4 years in a row. Who? We just did the who. What? What are they like? We're really smart. We're most educated. But we're not that smart because we're $30,000 in student loan debt on average. We like our parents, but we have to, because again, I told you we live in the basement. 1 in 8 live in the basement. We love to text. No wonder there's a rise in carpal tunnel. In fact, we send over 75 texts a day. It's about 2,200 a month. This is a great fact. Let's make fun of them a little bit more. 59% of millennials would rather have a breakup through a text message than in person. Just text me. If it's not working out, I don't need to see you. I want to talk about when it's done. You know, just be like, hey, you know what, it's done. Send an emoji. CNBC interviewed millennials at a company called Cyberlink. 1 in 13 said if I could get fired, just send it through a text. You don't need to talk to our boss, you know? It's over. I know, I understand it. It's very weird for some of us to think about this, but this is that generation that you need to really get in their head. Yeah.
So my millennial was all gun ho and everything was great. Student loan, you brought up a point. So we did a co-signer. How do you approach them when you meet them, as in probably a huge percentage of them, because those student loans may not qualify?
So don't bring that up right away, which I know is a really tough thing to hear as a realtor. Create the relationship first, and then maybe say, hey, you should speak with our mortgage officer. And we would say that to any buyer, millennial or not, and then start that conversation. If they say, oh wow, this isn't what I thought I could afford, or I thought I could afford a lot more, well then say, let's meet, let's chat. What are some other options? I'll find you a great rental property. Now you know what you should be saving. I mean, use that to your advantage. Really don't say like, oh well, now you're done, we're over it. Show them, you know, that you do care and that you want to help them, and definitely refer them to a lot of other options. Yes.
Since you brought that up, I just want to say real quickly, working with millennials though, you can't take on as many clients because you're, at least I've seen that you spend a lot of time with each one of them.
You do.
You show a lot more homes, dealing with the pre-approval, getting their credit, you know, you could show them a few homes and they find out that they need 6 months to a year to build their credit because they've never had credit or they have a student loan. But it's really, to me, it's really hard to take on more than 3.
So she's mentioning how millennials are pretty needy and you take a long time to show houses and the whole process. Very true. If you have people on your team, you can just kind of designate someone to do the whole millennial demographic. If you don't, take advantage of the technology to make that a lot easier. I will point out, I didn't mention this earlier, on Slido, if you guys have a question, there's a ton, and obviously great questions and perfect timing. But if there is another question that comes to mind, you can go ahead and type that in, and we'll get to it at the end. I'll have a whole list we can discuss. All right, back to making fun of those millennials. I've got a few other things I want to tell you. So as I'm doing this research, I found an article that said 5 American icons that millennials are destroying. Destroying. I mean, what a harsh word, right? Jeez. Sorry, America. You know what these freaking things were? A Big Mac. Only 1 in 5 millennials have ever had a Big Mac. That's an American icon. We need to work on that. 60% of us don't like bar soap. We do shower, but bar soap is so weird. We'll do like the loofah and the body wash, right? I actually mentioned this to my mom's other assistant. Who was like, oh, bar soap is disgusting. I was like, oh, geez, okay. You have to start thinking these hotels have to market, you know, instead of the little bar soap, like little liquid soap. Less than 50% watch traditional television. You all know that. We stream it. We don't eat cereal. If we do, it's at night. It's our dinner. It is exhausting to have to pour it in the bowl, pour the milk, eat it, put it in the sink. No one has time for that. And you can notice, now hearing these, you're like, wow, there's a lot of companies that have started to market to millennials. How many of you have seen those to-go cups of cereal? That's for millennials. You know, you have cereal bars that has like that weird cream, milk, sugar thing in the middle. I don't know who's eating those, but apparently they were for millennials. 30% don't have a landline. Would love to see what they do with a rotary phone. We had one in my parents' basement for a very long time, but if you know my mom, she likes to hoard things. I actually made fun of her a little bit on our Instagram. And we love the experience of shopping. We're going to look at a lot of homes. We're going to take a lot of your time, and we're sorry about that, but enjoy it, make it fun. What are they like? Oh, okay, that's my mom making fun of her a little bit. All right, the average boomer attention span is about I'm giving her, she doesn't give me 5 minutes. She might give her sellers and her buyers 5 minutes, but I'm very generous here to my mother. Millennials, we really have about an 8 to 10 second attention span in an ad. So what's the best way to get our attention? Image, a picture. Don't write stuff we don't like to read, all right? I saw a hand back there again. Do you have a comment?
I didn't see the slide, but I was going to say, not that I want to say this in public, but your mom sold me my first house.
Oh, that's on. You won't say that in public. She would love that. My mom sold her first house. My mom sold my first house, but you know what? She didn't even find the home. I found the home. What the heck? Put that on our Facebook, you know. Actually, I found it on Twitter. Oh, I found it on Twitter. It was like a short sale. She was like, I don't want to see that. That's terrible. We did see 10 homes in a day, so I'll give her that credit. But we put an offer in that night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but I found it. That realtor wasn't even that good.
How about video?
Video's better, but you're hitting. I'm gonna get there. So let's talk about how instantaneous we are. 72% of millennials feel the need to respond to a notification or a text on their phone immediately. How many of you have a child and they get a notification on their phone at dinner and you're like, just put it down, do it later. Just wait. Wait. Oh my goodness, never. We can't wait. It's beeping. It's telling us we have to respond right now. As an agent, know that that's what they're thinking. If they text you, you have minutes to respond. If they email you, you have 15. Sorry. Even if it's like, hey, busy, talk to you later. TTYL. All right? So what do they want? All right, we want open floor plans. We want updated kitchen baths. We don't have enough money to go in and do any renovations. All right, if you feel like you don't have a listing that you can market to a millennial, you are wrong. You need to be better at marketing. You have an extra room on the first. No, you don't. You have a home office for that millennial. All right, if you have a high efficiency furnace or new windows, we don't want to just know that. Show us the before and after. We love before and after. If it's a renovation, a picture, say this is what they were paying in their utility bills, this is what they're paying now. We're like, wow, that's crazy. Take a picture of it, don't write it, can't read it, remember. All right, sell the neighborhood. This is so important, all right, so important. You can't just sell that home. You need to sell the experience. We're not just looking for products, we're looking for the experience. We love shopping. Tell us what's around to do, what's happening there. If it's not that close, just a 5-minute drive to, this great brewery. We love brewery, craft brewery. We spend all the money on that nasty beer, I don't get it. All right? So you really do need to hook them right away, and these are some ways to do so. This is very interesting. If you have a lot of millennial clients and you feel like you don't have time to do all these showings, they will take a home tour video on your phone. You can say, hey, you know what, I think I found a great listing for you. I know you're at work, I know you can't see it right now because you have all your millennials you have to show after work. I'm going to take a video on my iPhone. And then if you want to see it, go ahead. We'll schedule a showing for the weekend, all right? But you've kept them involved, you're telling them what you're doing. 65% of millennials that see a property video feel it's the same as it would be if they saw it in person and are willing to place an offer without even stepping foot in that property, right? This means if you're also listing, do a home tour on your Facebook page, on your website. It's not just for your buyers. You can do this to get those millennials as well. Yes.
I just sold a home that way in Menor.
To a millennial?
Never set foot in the house, but he sent his parents. And he bought the house.
I didn't even dare to say that.
Yeah.
It's the first time I heard that, so I know. All right. So again, thank you. That's awesome. If you didn't hear in the back, she just had a millennial buy a home, never set foot in the house, just from a video. Videos, collages, advertise those businesses, all of that is a great way to get those clients. When should you market? Now, yesterday, 4 years ago. You're late. All right. We're on our phone currently. Great little image here. I'm going to put that. Hone in on that here in a second. We're always connected. 87% of millennials will never turn their phone off. Ever. I'll tell you, I was trying to take a screenshot the other day and my screen went black and I thought I turned it off. Oh my goodness, if you could have seen me. I freaked out. I was like, oh my God, it's not working. I need to go to Apple. I can't call anyone. I panicked. Turned like black. I was like, oh dear, what am I going to do? My life's over. 83% of millennials sleep with their phone. We do. It's on constantly. It's next to our bed. It brights up in the middle of the night, and you know that whole we need to respond right away. So like here we are at 2 a.m. Like, oh, hey, what's up? Just got your notification. And even better, 40% of us are searching for those homes on the John, in the toilet, in the bathroom. So next time someone says, hey, can I borrow your phone? Just think. Borrow that phone, you don't know where that's been. All right, where should you reach them? My where and my how of our millennials are probably the most important. Where should you reach them? Online. No more traditional advertising. Do not waste your money putting out big email, snail mail. I told you it's going to end up in that massive pile in my hallway. Email blasts, don't do it. Like, happy holidays from us. We don't like it. If you want to do that for your boomers, fine. But try to think of one that's specific for your millennial. And I know it's more work, but it's going to be so much more worth it in the long run. If you put your listings online, 75% of people, if they see a home online that they like, they will drive by it. All right? If your sign's in front, they're going to call you. 45% of real estate inquiries, this is so crucial. Never receive a response. Remember our first agent that was like, oh, that Zillow lead? Tomorrow. All right, tomorrow comes. Tomorrow, never going to do it. Here we go. 45% of leads are going unanswered. Does that make sense to you all? So that means you have that one agent that's like, oh, I'm going to do this later. You get that email. You need to find time during your day to respond. You need to tell them, okay, this is, I'm going to take 1 hour and get to all my Zillow leads. Try to do it immediately if you can. If you can, I get it. But you have 45% of people, it's the new opportunity call. All right, and they're actually really interested. They're doing their research. We love Zillow, we love Google, we love home blogs, we love Yelp. I said this yesterday, and I hate saying it again. I hope no one from corporate is here. We love Zillow. Advertise on Zillow. We're not going to the Howard Hanna app. We're not. I know Howard Hanna is a great open house app. Millennials aren't going on it. Sorry, corporate. All right, 99% of millennials will start their home search online. This is the one that's really important. We're going to talk about it. Someone asked me yesterday, why do millennials need you? You need millennials. Why do they need you? They love experts. They're going to read these home blogs. They're going to read these articles that you post. They're not going to look at your listings right away. That's what you need to do. They're going to trust you before they trust. If you have this idea of the expert in your neighborhood, or on finance, and Howard Hanna does great at that, especially with their one-stop shopping. Use that to your advantage. All right, how to reach them. Here we go. This is what you paid for. Helpful, authentic. We need you to be available. We need you to be online. So this is the best. If I could pay NAR to tell this to everyone, then they'd call me and contact me, and I know all these people helping. That would need my help. 74%. Of sellers will find their agent from social media. 74% of sellers. Let's talk about that for a second. So everyone thinks, oh, I'm going to put my listing online on Facebook. A buyer's going to come, I'm going to sell it. You know what? You're not doing that for your buyer. You're telling them you're doing that for them, and they're like, oh, great, they're going to advertise on social media. That's awesome. But the seller's going to see your name, and they're going to be like, this agent puts every one of their listings on social media. I want my house on social media. And when you put that on there, they're going to share it. And then your name is going to get all the exposure from their 1,000 Facebook friends, their Twitter following, all right? And you just now expanded your network tenfold. Sellers want to see that what you're doing, and that's how they're going to use you. 84% of realtors use social media for their business and for networking. And if you don't mind, go back. I'm gonna activate this slide. We're going to do a poll that NAR asked agents. If you go in, how comfortable are you using social media? All things considered, this isn't bad at all. This is much better than I thought. How would you guys like to see where you compare to the NAR, all realtors? that have taken this survey. Give it a couple more.
I guess we should define what you mean by social media. I mean,
Facebook, Twitter.
Right. So Facebook, fine. Twitter, no.
Oh, you know what? Great. Let's say Facebook.
Okay.
Facebook is definitely, and someone asked me that yesterday about, so she asked what is included when we say social media. Someone asked me yesterday, that they're overwhelmed, they don't even want to start because there's so many. If I had to tell you to start one site, it would be Facebook.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
That one I'm comfortable.
there you go. All right, let's see how you guys are to the rest of the world here. My remote works. Or maybe it won't.
Should we be tweeting?
So, Twitter is definitely, millennials are on it. It's more for like news, where they find their news, really. But if you start a Facebook, do you have a Facebook page?
Yeah.
Really quick, you can go to facebook.com/Twitter, and then hit enter, and it will say, would you like to sync to a Twitter? And you can sync a Facebook and a Twitter page and never have to open Twitter again. Everything you put on Facebook will go to your Twitter. Go to facebook.com/Twitter. There we go. And hit enter, and it will sync it. So realtors, NAR came out with this survey, and I did this presentation for the East Side region, like all the managers, and they said one of the things that we really need to work with is how comfortable Howard Hanna is with social media, because there's so many other agents out there that are using it, and we as a company really need to be better with it. And I think you saw yesterday with the speaker and with Hobie that we're trying to be more mobile friendly, and we're working as a company to do that. But we can only go so far unless the agents actually step in and start using it. All right. So you want to make sure that you are extremely comfortable when you're using social media. I have this cute little explanation. Everyone's like, I don't even know all of them. All right. Social media explained. Facebook, you can like things. You like a page. I like HannaCon. Instagram, here's a picture. Twitter, what's happening? It's those updated statuses. This is actually on my Twitter if you ever, I don't know the differences. Taking photos. LinkedIn, see my skills at HannaCon. YouTube, watch this video of HannaCon. This is literally everything you could think of. Time Hop, how many of you ever have Time Hop? Oh, it's hilarious. If you load it and see what you did last year at that exact same time. I've actually not opened Time Hop for the past 2 weeks because I don't need to see when I was at the Indians winning. Right. Can't do it. All right. But yeah, this is online. I think this is a great way. A lot of people ask about Google Plus as well. It's like a Facebook feed. We're not using it that much. It's definitely more for collaborating with work and things like that. All right. So let's. I hope I'm doing okay on time. I feel like I talked. Oh yeah, we're good. Okay. How to reach them. Authentic, helpful, available. So this is where you have to be that expert. I know you want to sell us your listings. Don't. Sell us the information that you know. Sell us, finance, the steps to a home, the inspection, the earnest money. I told you all of this. If you're an expert and you're like, oh, okay, I have this great contractor, ask that contractor if you can put their information on Facebook, online, and say, this is someone I use, and I'm a realtor. So obviously that's going to be someone that other people are going to want to use. You've done your research. That's who you're going to tell your clients to use. Give that information away to millennials. Even if you feel like that's something you don't want to give them, you should. Because we're going to appreciate that, and then we're going to come back and ask you more questions. According to Zillow, so this is back to what we were talking about the down payment. 39% of millennials will submit an offer with the 20% down. However, 21% will go 5% or less. Understand the demographic that you want to work with. How are you going to get in touch with them? How are you going to show them that you can work with that type of demographic and that you understand they might not have enough for a down payment, and what you can do, and talk with your finance manager about that. We actually put a little interview, me and Tony, on our Facebook page that had a ton of views. It just said, hey, you know what, I'm a millennial, I want to buy a home, and I'm way too embarrassed to ask for help. I want to learn this on my own. We do all of our own research. We Google everything. We don't want to have to ask you, but if you have the stuff out there, we're going to read it. I put provide killer content, all right? That's what I'm talking about with these type of blogs and home help guides, stuff like that. We are more likely to trust experts, and even better, if you can get a millennial to agree with you or to like or to share one of your pages, the percentages that millennials will use another, so like someone in their network, if they've liked it, the percentage that other millennial will use them is 247%. So I don't even know you, and I see my friend post something that you said, or said, hey, great agent, or this, got this great information, read this. If I share that, all my millennials are gonna be like, oh, Kate like that agent? I'm gonna use that agent. 247%. The most shared content on social media, 87% of it is either food or homes. It's not listings, that's renovations, that's decorations, that's DIY, all right? You have a listing, you can sell your listing without selling your listing. You have a beautiful updated bathroom, ask if there's a before and after from your client, if you can post that. That's selling your listing without selling your listing, all right? You have a great view. You have a beautiful kitchen, take a picture of the kitchen and say, hey, imagine having a lovely meal here with your new family. All right, sell the experience. Don't send all these pictures, the front of the house, we don't care. All right, get us inside, sell us the experience of that home. All right, so Kate, you say I put this online, I'm gonna make money. No, I didn't. All right, there's a lot of things that go wrong with agents and social media. One is definitely all they wanna do are post their listings. Don't, we're gonna unfollow you. All right, if I'm a millennial and I'm not looking to buy or sell a home, and I just see listing on my newsfeed, that's annoying. I have 10,000 other Facebook friends, I don't know what they're doing, what they're eating for dinner, what their dog's doing. I don't need to see your listings, all right? 80-20, there's a rule, the 80-20 rule in marketing, 80% of your content should be not you selling. Oh my goodness, I know it's so tough for agents, that's all we want to do. 20%, you can put a listing, you can put an open house, whatever. 80% should be content that is not related to you selling, but can be kind of home specific. You can put a post out there that's of you, a new landscaped yard, beautiful weather. That's a listing, but that's not you selling it. All right, be strategic here. Don't that traditional marketing, that mail blast, those email news feeds, all of that. We don't have time for it, and we don't like it. It's going to backfire. We won't use you. This is a great quote from Graham Wood, who is a social media marketer. Facebook is for friendship and sharing, not for selling. When Facebook started, it had no Facebook page, had no Facebook business, none of that. He says, Facebook is for friendship and sharing, not for selling. Be a personality, not a salesperson. All right? Start thinking about, when I do these classes, I say, get an online brand. What's something you really want to be passionate about that's going to help your network? Love the Indians? I do. I'm so pissed. All right, love the Indians. If I want my page, I'm gonna say, hey, like hit a home run with Kate. All right, make it like great ball game. Or have you been to this old stadium? Who's your favorite player? Who do you have for the ALCS? Hopefully not the Yankees. All right, but you can do all of this and create that brand. That's a personality. I'll tell you, my dad gets wine shipped to our office. He loves wine. It's ridiculous. Because, he has to have someone 21 to sign, so when he's not there it is. And we've created this funny brand with my dad and wine and cocktails. Honestly, if you were a millennial, you'd be like, I just want to hang out with him. He's like, freaking look at all these great drinks. All right? You can make that. You have dogs, you have cats, like make that your brand. That's your personality, not your homes. You're not a salesperson on social media, you're a person. All right, so what do we respond to? I've just kind of gone over this, but I think it's nice to have it in writing. For the non-millennials out there, we don't like reading. All right, live video is the best way to be authentic. How many of you have ever done a Facebook Live video? Oh, do it, they're awesome. I will tell you, so I did my first Facebook Live video, and you guys can find this, it's on our page at the Sewer Team. I'm at this beautifully renovated home on Rockland, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this live video at my open house. I put extra makeup on. I thought about my outfit in the morning, and I didn't go out on Saturday night. I was ready to go. All right, and I had this little handstand. It was like it was not like a tripod. It wasn't a selfie stick, but it was like something to keep it still. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, all right, we're at Rockland. Yeah, it's gonna be so fun. And I turned it around, and I did this whole spiel. I flipped it back to watch it again, the entire video is on the ceiling. The entire thing. And I am like, oh my God, really? So now I'm like thinking, should I lock the door so no one else comes in? I have to do it again. I was so nervous. And I was like, you know what, I have to delete this. This is embarrassing. No, it's not. It's perfect. You know what I did? I did another video right after. I said, hey, all you who saw that live video, great ceilings, right? Beautiful. I thought so too. Let's actually look at the house now. And I walked around. I had so many views, it wasn't even funny. Make a mistake, be authentic. Don't have some, cue card like, hi, welcome to this listing. Say like, hey, I'm going live, never done this, little nervous, all right? I was nervous before I did this class. David Knox said, hey, let it go. How many took David Knox's class? Let it go. Take a live video, make a mistake, be embarrassed, who cares? All right? If you get one millennial on your side, you have a huge network of millennials. If you're not ready for all of that, get out of this class. All right? You get one, you got 10 more coming. Come on, sit down. All right? You got 10 more coming. They might be your lowest sell of the year, but over your lifetime, by far the most profitable. All right? They are loyal. We are loyal to a fault, like Browns fans. All right? We will stay with you the entire time. I'm a Browns fan too, and I mean, come on. How much can we take, right? All the Steelers fans yesterday, I was going to vomit. All right, share a story, sell the experience. They're going to want to look at a lot of homes, take them out, have fun, talk to their parents. Hey, we're going right after work. You want to stop and get a drink after and discuss what you thought? I mean, you're going to have to put some time into this. And I know that sounds like I don't have time for it. It's fun. Make it fun. We're great. I know you guys all think we're, entitled and all those other words we came up with, but I swear we're a lot of fun. And if we like you, it's definitely worth it. All right, let them participate in the process. Technology today allows every type of ad to be participatory. All right, you are on your page, say, hey, what do you need to see more of? What questions do you have? How can I help you? How many of you, what's the best Halloween decorated house in your neighborhood today? Have people respond. If they start responding on your page, they're more likely to share it. They're more likely to stay invested in it. If you say, what help can I give, and they give you an answer, they're probably going to share that. All right? Definitely make use of the idea that social media is a conversation and not just that outbound marketing. All right? It's both. It's two ways. All right? It's a conversation. Mobile friendly. I got a great stat here. Where is it? 14% of millennials will not even consider a business that's not mobile friendly. We're done, all right? Check, Howard Hannah is, but if you do have another site, make sure that it looks good on your cell phone, or they're not even gonna look at it. Again, have them take pictures next to your sold sign. Before long, they're gonna post it, you're gonna have a lot more clients. All right, I've given you the opportunity to post some questions in that Slido. I hope you'll work it on time. Let's, again, I'm not ignoring you, I'm going right to my questions. So are there any questions first that would like to ask? Yeah.
When I'm working with millennials, one thing I try to tell them is, look, I try to respond to you as quickly as I can, but just so that you know, if you text me, I never text when I'm driving. And I try to explain to them if I'm in a conversation with someone, now would that irritate you, or would that make you start to think like there's real fight? No, I'm just saying. I find with most of them, they're kind of funny, because then sometimes when, like I tell them, if I'm in the middle of a conversation too with a client, like I'm talking to you now, I wouldn't answer a text right then, but I will answer as quick as I can. And it's funny when I'm showing them houses, a lot of them when they have their phones are like, and I'm like, you can answer, go ahead, but would you find that irritating, or would you find that a good to set the pace?
I think that's fine. Actually, there's a lot of stats out there about how many millennials do text while they drive.
Well, I know, but I'm saying they know they shouldn't.
Absolutely.
I said that, then maybe they're like, oh, she might be driving. I'm just asking.
No, I think a lot of it is just that so much of your millennial marketing is going to depend on that first interaction. And if you can set the tone after that, and if you have the opportunity to respond right away then and meet with them and have that conversation, I think you're fine if you take your time responding at that point. But it really is that initial...
I always try, but I'm saying, obviously, sometimes you can't do it in 3 minutes. Like, you guys can...
And those millennials like, screw that woman, we're next. No, you're fine. Yeah.
So that I can understand, can you explain why a husband and wife, millennial or couple, will sit in the same room and both of them texting you, asking questions
In like a group text. Oh, group texts are the best. Oh my
at
gosh.
11 o'clock at night?
They're the best. What other better time to text? She wants to know why millennials stay in the same room texting the same conversation at 11 o'clock at night. Well, first off, what else is there to do at 11 o'clock at night? Second off, we love mass texts. And I think a lot of it is they like having it so instant and in writing without being in an email. I will tell you, it's funny you say that. I've been in many group texts. Sometimes it is annoying, but I've screenshot my text messages so I remember what we said at that point. I mean, more of my camera is filled with food, my dog Emmett, and screenshots of text messages. It's kind of embarrassing.
It's unreal.
It is, and it's frustrating. I get it, but I promise, you can say goodnight.
I finally do.
Okay. Yeah, you can. You bet, yeah, this has been fun, but like I'll text you guys in the morning.
Especially when you realize they're in the same room.
Yeah.
We'd rather just have a text than an email.
Oh my God.
Nobody likes email.
No,
It's like
no.
email.
Yeah, text is the best. Text is the best.
Instant.
In fact, I think if you email something, you can then send it to, like if you have something that's longer or an attachment, send an email and then text them, hey, just sent you an email. Yes,
What are your thoughts about a business Facebook page?
get it. Someone asked me that yesterday. They said, what's the difference between this personal and business page? Because they put a lot of stuff that I'm telling them to post on their personal page. So a business page is so worth it because of all the things that Facebook will let you do now with advertisements. And I know that it's like, well, so should I post on my personal and then change it to my business? Not necessarily. There's certain things that you can still say on your personal page, but I would definitely 100% recommend a Facebook business page because you can pay for these ads for like $5 and it gets so many people. I mean, it's so worth it. So I want to hear it.
Well, I had that same question, but one other thing though, if they're looking at your Facebook page and you have your family, the George family, or maybe you have craft hobbies, or other stuff that you're doing, will they think you don't have time for them?
No. No, do you know what we do with our lives? Oh my goodness. We're at my Facebook page. I am like a Renaissance woman extreme, and I
That
really
doesn't matter.
No,
Because I
not at
know,
all.
like, to boomers, it's important that you're full-time. It's really important that you're full-time. If they're looking to all these things that you're doing, how can you have time to stop really?
And there's another difference between boomers and millennials.
Okay, so that's.
So it's the link one. I mean, a business link to your Facebook. Because like you said, if you're doing 20, 80, you want to link with information. Like my daughter, just what you said, she's befriended a couple of people that are agents now, and they keep posting.
Yeah.
She goes, well, that's the point,
Yeah.
and that's why I kind of, you don't know what the
So I would actually just get the Facebook business page, not just a link.
Oh, okay.
I saw a couple more questions. Yes.
Oh, I was going to say, as a millennial, I do have a Facebook business page, and that's actually where I get like 80% of my leads, because I do the same thing you just said. My personal life is my personal life, and I do have the 2 separate pages, but I will take everything from my business page and share it to my personal page, and then I have people who share it for me based on that. We also, and I'm from Virginia, and so we've got tons of the different groups for the cities, trash and treasure pages and stuff, so when I do an open house, when I do stuff like that, I always share it to those pages, and tons of people always come back to my site, like my page, so I constantly just keep that updated so that I'm not bombarding them 24/7 on my personal page.
Absolutely. Let's do 2 more, and then we're done. Yeah.
What would you say is the next
Platform?
platform?
I knew it. Stay away from Snapchat. It's going to go away soon. Everything's Instagram.
Instagram and Snapchat now, right?
Instagram. Yeah, definitely Instagram. Instagram stories.
Even for kids that are in high school that, in 20 years, they're going to be buying houses.
I'll do this class again in a couple of years, and I'll let you know. But, yeah, I mean, there was like, I think it's probably Instagram. And one last question.
Blogging. How do I do it? Where do you start? How do I get people to see it?
Don't even worry about starting an actual blog. Facebook allows you to do notes that's like a blog on your Facebook page. So you can just write a longer post that would be similar to a blog. And then you can share that. Thank you very much. I'm on Twitter. If you have any other questions? Best time to post, the end of the workday, right around lunch. and after 8 p.m. Do not show up in a suit and tie. It's weird to us. Look like us. Look good. Look like us. Look like us. Jeans, maybe a blazer. That's more comforting to us. If you go to a listing appointment with a boomer, do the suit and tie. That's fine. But when you're meeting us, look good, but look like us. Again, I think I talked about this. Video. Vertical or horizontal? I don't know what that is.
Turn your phone.
Oh, thank you. Depends, horizontal, default to horizontal. Okay? Thank you guys very much.
Yep.
Hi. Oh, no way.
You can be taking parents.
I will absolutely give her